been diagnosed with a rotator cuff tear. What is a rotator cuff tear? I'm sure you've learned and read all kinds of information about it already. So let's take a step back and think about what makes up a rotator cuff. There are actually four muscles involved with a rotator cuff. So the subscapularis is one, the supraspinatus is two, the infraspinatus is three, and the teres minor is four. So those four muscles make up the rotator cuff. Now, regarding your tear, you can have different types of tears, and this could get into hours of discussion, but that's not what we're really here for. Basically, you guys need to know that that tear can either happen lengthwise or with regards to depth, or both. And there is a categorization based off of what type of tear it is. Fun fact. So you know I love these fun facts. So the study that I'm referring to took a look at 611 clients. What they found out is that 22% of them had a rotator cuff tear, with the asymptomatics being 2 times more likely to have that tear. Think about that for a second. If you're asymptomatic, you're more likely to have that rotator cuff tear than a symptomatic patient. That says a lot. So, should you have a rotator cuff tear and you're saying, well, my shoulder still hurts, what are you going to do about it? This is what we're going to do about it. We need to understand the relationship around this glenohumeral joint, and there's a big key to the picture missing, and it's back here. What is the parascapular motion doing or not doing? What I've noticed with those who have rotator cuff tears and they come to me with pain, they have a really hard time knowing how to move this. And in fact, a lot of my clients have more of a shrugged position, and they're compensating with some big ugly muscles like the upper traps, when instead we need to be targeting muscles like the lower traps or your serratus anterior. I'll show you that one right here. So that, for example, is just one muscle that I bet you're probably not utilizing that we hoped you would to help get more parascapular movement in order to improve the space in the subacromial space. Normally there's around 8 to 11 millimeters at max. If you have a rotator cuff tear, I bet you're not giving your supraspinatus, which by the way is the most commonly torn rotator cuff, I bet you're not giving it that adequate amount of space. Just for throwing out a number, let's say you're giving it 7 millimeters or cutting the amount of space it has by 30%. Well, that would make sense then why you're starting to have a rotator cuff tear, because you don't have the appropriate space that that rotator cuff needs. So guys, I hope that makes sense a little bit about the confusion, or at least answering the questions about the confusion that you may have had regarding a rotator cuff tear. Thanks.